Hey, what's happening, everybody? Jay Shockblast here, and special guest Eric. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So, like all of you, we are intrigued, maybe even excited about the second trailer from San Diego Comic Con for is it Batman vs Superman or Superman vs Batman?
Uh,
Batman vs Superman.
yes.
Dawn of Justice. So they kind of gave us our second showing today, and why does Batman get top billing? That's kind of like I don't know. I don't buy it.
Well, I mean, he is the most popular character of the DC Comics.
I I don't know if I believe that.
Uh, it's fact. I mean,
All time, I think Superman's most popular.
it's honestly, it's Batman. I mean, there's a guy on Vine that does nothing but the Batman voice and wear a Batman mask. There's Batman's going to be in it was the one of the main characters in the Lego movie. He's going to be in the new Lego Dimensions video game.
So
Uh,
Superman.
but who do they feature the whole point? Batman.
Well, only because Batman is like their namesake in the Lego universe. Like they made Lego Batman to start with, but anyway, that's besides the point. Superman, anyway. So we saw our second trailer. This one is like the first I feel like that is an actual trailer and not just like last year's where it
It's
was
the
just
official.
a little segment. So I guess it's not really the second trailer; it's more like the first real trailer.
Yeah.
And I think we had opposite reactions to it. First, what did you think? Just ballparking it. We can discuss more thoroughly.
I was excited. I mean, you saw my comment on Facebook. I think it's going to be an epic movie.
Yeah, I think it's going to be solid. I just didn't see anything in that trailer that didn't make me say anything other than, "Oh, cool! It's the trailer." You know. I think that I'm just not as excited. Like they showed, I saw like this little sneak peek of Suicide Squad. That has me far more excited. And I mean, I think that trailer, the way they put that one together, I feel like it all syncs and flows. This one, it's just all discombobulated to me. Like, there's no rhythm. It's just like,
Here's a bunch of images.
yeah, like that. I think that's like my main issue with it. If it didn't feel that way, that maybe I would feel different about it. If it felt like it had a little bit of rhythm, I'm not saying, hey, give me the whole story in one 4 minute clip, because that's actually the complete opposite of what I would have wanted. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of felt like they, there was no purpose other than to show a bunch of random clips. We did get to get a first look at a bunch of different characters. I think the two that stand out the most to me are is it Gail Gadot? Is it Gadot or
Uh,
Gadot?
I don't know.
Ga-
I'm not on a first name basis with her, so I can't ask her.
Gal Gadot. We're gonna go with it. Her as Wonder Woman, obviously,
Yep.
and then Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. So let's talk about Wonder Woman first. How do you feel like she looked? I thought she looked pretty good.
I thought she did good. I mean, everybody was very skeptical about her, but I haven't seen her in the Fast and the Furious franchise. I felt like with the if she bulked up and got the body right, she would be a good addition as Wonder Woman.
Did you have like somebody that was like your dream cast as Wonder Woman?
Oh yeah.
Who?
Well, she kind of played a character that was very similar to Wonder Woman, anyways. But I always thought that Lucy Lawless was going to be the Wonder Woman.
Ah, she's too old now.
Well, now, but growing up, she was the perfect cast for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And having played Xena, which is a very similar character in a way, I thought it would have been perfect. Now, I mean, I would have thought Kate Beckinsale would have been nice to have it. The girl from Underworld,
Yeah.
or Rhoda Mitra, who is the she was in Underworld 3. and a movie called Doomsday. I don't know if you've seen that,
No.
but
Well,
I thought she would have been. I thought one of those two would have been nice.
so I think I figured out like what my like main issue with the trailer is, and I think it's something that a lot of people are going
Okay, you
to
scum. Code
you know,
red.
possibly
We are under
agree
attack.
with. Maybe
Time to earn those
it's probably one of the
successes.
casting
Closest
choices
collars I bought.
that's been made so far
Sensors
that
indicate an intruder
has been a
on the
real
east
head
wall,
scratcher,
fluttered around
and
the
that's
security
Jesse
line
Eisenberg as Lex
curiously
Luthor.
long time.
I
Before
honestly,
finally breaking into the
that did
compound.
not feel very
Get
Lex
out
Luthor
there
to
and
me.
stop
Maybe
him.
it's the hair,
Believe me, you
but
don't want to wait for my
I
mind-blowing
just
motivation
the red capes are coming. The red capes are coming. Like I get the reference, but like it sounded so forced and phony.
Well, okay, I can see where you're going with this. I mean, it's Lex Luthor is a very big character to be, and you're putting this scrawny little guy in there with the weird haircut. But honestly, watching him in movies like The Social Network and like Now You See Me, he has the chops to pull off a cocky, arrogant character, and the way he can like he words things, words his monologues, and he takes the character. I could see him as a almost kind of like Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville. I can kind of see him a little like that, but just with a little bit more cockiness.
I think the part that I also have an issue with is how young he looks. I think a lot of people, like myself, thought Bryan Cranston would be a good Lex Luthor, and it's probably just because we've already seen him with the shaved head and everything.
Yeah.
And he's such a great actor. But like Ben Affleck looks a little older, a distinguished Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And I always pictured, Luther and Wayne maybe being the same age-ish. I don't know why I'm doing this. I always kind of picture them being kind of the same age, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And then even Superman looks a little older, like I kind of pictured him being maybe a little younger looking than Lex Luthor, if that makes sense. And it's kind of the opposite. Like, Henry Cavill does not look young in that movie so far.
Even though he's in his early 30s.
I mean, I'm not saying he looks like he's 50, but I mean, he just doesn't look that young, He doesn't look like a young Superman, which essentially I feel like he's kind of supposed to. So, I don't know, like, I don't really, I feel like it's not adding up for me the way I was hoping it would, And I'm not saying that it's going to be terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know, like, there's just something about it that just doesn't add up. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a great movie, and I'm sure that it's just going to be, phenomenal, but I guess as far as trailers go, maybe just not what I was hoping for. I just don't, it didn't get me hyped up for it. Like, there's other trailers that I've seen, I'm like, oh man, this is phenomenal. I'm so excited. Like, this is going to be just so excellent. And this
Star Wars.
Yeah, man. Like, and that wasn't even a trailer, but it made sense,
Yeah.
It wasn't even a full trailer. It was just
It wasn't even a trailer. It was just behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I feel like that got me, pumped and jacked, and I'm already skeptical about that movie, Like,
Which, by the way, you're absolutely not seeing until I come up there for Christmas.
I mean,
you already broke the Avengers 2 rule.
I mean, well, you better be there like the day it comes out.
No, you're gonna have to wait, just like I am.
I'm not waiting. I'm sorry. That's asking too much. So, I mean, there were definitely some cool spots in it though, like Zod in the body bag. That was kind of intense.
I wasn't expecting that. I liked the Dark Knight Returns reference. in it.
Yeah.
Right where like it was a flash of a moment. It was like like Superman's going right at Batman. He's hanging on like a pillar or something.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the second he moves really quick, but there's a split second where lightning strikes, and it's just like the cover of The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
The way Batman is positioned and everything.
I really liked that part of the trailer, like the fact that it, like visually, though that's I think the point that both of us kind of agree on, is that the trailer visually was cool, but it just didn't make sense to me. Like, it just was like, I don't know. I just thought it would be a little more narrative, if that makes sense.
True.
Like, it wasn't narrative enough for me. And I'm not asking for them to tell me the whole story. I don't want that. I just, like, it gave you some narratives. Like, it gave you an idea of, okay, so everybody, it's the stereotypical. I mean, I know that it's an origin story of sorts, but it's like, oh, okay, Superman is the big evil alien that can destroy the world. Let's fight him. Let's get rid of him. That kind of thing. But I don't know, man. Like, I wanted to be way more excited about it. There was obviously a nod to Aquaman with that underwater scene, super briefly. I think they could have probably won me over if they actually showed a little bit of Jason Momoa there, and if they actually showed a little bit of Ezra Miller as the Flash. And I don't know how much those guys are going to be involved in all of this. They might not even be in the movie that much at all, but like, and maybe that's like the big spot of the movie too. Like that very well could be like just one of the epic moments of the movie when they show up, because they're in it so infrequently.
It's probably gonna happen right at the end.
Yeah, like, and if that's the case, all right, fine. I can be okay with that. I just feel like if they're gonna be in the movie, for any more than 5 minutes, it would have just been really cool to tease like them. We already know that they're in the movie, so it's like not really that big of a deal. We've already seen, generic Jason Momoa in some form of Aquaman costume. Unite the Seven.
Yep.
So like we've already seen that stuff. I have to say, one of the cool things is I've seen a bunch of pictures of Zack Snyder showing up in the Batmobile, driving around everywhere. That's kind of cool. The other one that kind of threw me off a little bit was Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I guess I'm just so accustomed to the Alfred we've always had, that like I just thought that was an old Tony Stark.
Honestly, I mean, you're trying to talk about Michael Caine, right?
Who?
Or are you talking about Michael Caine? Are you talking about Dark Knight Alfred, or are you talking the original Batman series Alfred?
Yeah. Michael Caine. Sorry.
Yeah. No. I mean, Michael Caine is a phenomenal actor. I think he's terrific. But the Alfred, to me, growing up, was always the one from the original series, Michael Gough.
Yeah.
Because he was Alfred for all 4 Batman movies, and he personified what Alfred was to me. But Jeremy Irons is a phenomenal actor.
Sure.
And I think he'll do just fine. Basically, at this point, it's like, hey, are you old? Yes. Are you English? Yes. All right, throw him in.
I thought that it was Commissioner Gordon at first. Like, it took me a minute to like pick up on the fact that no, this is Alfred. I'm like, oh, okay. So I mean, I guess wrapping things up. So far we've seen a little bit of Batfleck, a little bit of Ben as Bruce Wayne, and a little bit as Batman, and I'm willing to give him a thumbs up.
I honestly, I had faith. I mean, I liked him as Daredevil as much as everybody hates on that movie, I thought he did a decent job. I'm not a huge like I said, I'm not like a big Ben Affleck fan. Like I'm not gonna sit there and say he's like the best actor ever, but I think he's gonna do a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice is in theaters March 25th, 2016. For most of you, not soon enough. Um, I I hope that they can do I feel like that trailer was just all over the place. I think that's my only complaint. And if it was a little bit more, it was a little, I don't know, if it flowed a little bit better. And I'm sure that there are people that think it flowed just fine. And I'll concede to that, but for me, it didn't. If it flowed a little bit better, I think I would have been a little bit more excited about it. I mean, as trailers go, I mean, it wasn't horrible. It was just, I don't know. Maybe I expected too much, you know? But it was okay. And I kind of just was hoping maybe for a little bit more rhythm. Not sure. I think the biggest takeaway from it, not sure how I feel about Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Well, I get there's concerns, and this should be because I mean WB is yes they put out a lot of money on these movies and they make some good money in it, but they're not the greatest when it comes to being critically reviewed by fans. Like they'll never get the fans 100% approval on it. And I just think with like you said, when we talked about Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor and you wanting to have somebody older like Bryan Cranston, which on paper and in reality makes perfect sense because he's the right age. Like I said, it's just WB doesn't know how to. It just seems like they don't really know how to make their movies anymore.
I mean, that might be a little harsh, but it is. It's it is what it is, I guess.
I mean, you're talking about the trailer. You say the trailer didn't do anything to, impress you.
Yeah.
Okay, if they can't even get the trailer right for you, what makes you think the movie's gonna be right for you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that there's a pretty cult following for like that last Batman series with Christian Bale. Like I think that went really well for most people. The last movie aside, I didn't think the Bane movie was very good. Maybe not very good, but it just was. I don't know. It didn't do a whole lot for me. But I think that trilogy, or was that trilogy, or was there 4?
It's a trilogy.
Yeah, trilogy. I think that trilogy was well. I mean, I think you're maybe, lumping everything into Superman because they can't seem to get Superman right. So, and the funny thing is, I think Superman's for me, one of the better parts of what we've seen. I just, real quick, did you know that Batman's parents died in front of him?
Yeah, everybody knew that. He was in Crime Alley when it happened.
Then why do we need to see it every single freaking time? Why do we need that portrayed every single time that we do anything Batman related? I feel like it's all right, we get it. Do you really have to refilm that scene? That was in the trailer, and it's okay, we get it,
Yes,
I get that it's an origin story, but we get it. You don't have to treat this like we don't know,
Well, I mean, yeah, I understand, but like you said, this is definitely an origin story for the new DCU. Because basically they're taking out the Nolan series. They're trying to take the Nolan series away from the fans. They're like, okay, listen, that was its own entity. Now we're reintroducing Batman into our new cinematic universe, and we're going to do it with Man of Steel 2. But instead of calling it Superman versus Batman, we're going to give Batman top nod because it's Batman. So it's more like a Batman movie than a Superman movie anyways.
Yeah.
It's kind of how DC snuck in another Batman movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is going to be a Ben Affleck directed Batman movie following it.
Yep.
Also saw the Suicide Squad trailer. Looks pretty cool. You got a little bit of a look at the Joker, Jared Leto, and I don't know. I need to see more before I can really have an opinion. Actually, I think I was more disappointed in what I saw or didn't see out of Harley Quinn, um, Margot Robbie.
Yep.
Like I wanted to hear her voice, and I just didn't get enough of it. She's got the look. Also announced the Green Lantern Corps. That should be interesting. Chris Pine as Hal Jordan and Tyrese Gibson as John Stewart. I think it's really cool because there's going to be a bunch of Green Lanterns involved, and I hope that it kind of picks up where the last Green Lantern movie left off. In the fact that Sinestro is already out. Like, I hope they don't have to tell us that all over again. That, hey, Sinestro used to be a Green Lantern, now he's not. Unless, like, that happens super early in the movie and we can have, Green Lanterns versus Yellow Lanterns. You know what I mean?
Was that official with Green Lantern, with Chris Pine and Tyrese?
I don't know if it's official, but it's official. I don't think they announced that yet, but that's like, according to everybody everywhere, that's a thing that's happening.
Like, okay, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're definitely great choices. Like I said, when you said that, I'm now looking it up online because I was not paying attention at all today on the internet. I kind of avoided it for the day, and so I had no idea if they actually announced any casting.
Yeah, I don't think that they officially announced that, but
If I have a feeling, that'd be great. Yeah, Sinestro being out, actually continuing the try to resurrect the Green Lantern franchise and kind of staying with the story. Because I think Mark Strong was phenomenal as Sinestro in the last movie.
agreed.
And having him return probably at the end of this movie with the Yellow Lantern Corps, with the Sinestro Corps would be a great addition.
All right, who's going to be Kyle Rayner?
Oh, Kyle Rayner, which is my favorite Green Lantern. Honestly, if they and I wish we could like make a time machine and go back in time, but I would totally pick Keanu Reeves as a Kyle Rayner
I see it.
from the '90s.
Yeah.
But nowadays,
It's be somebody like Taylor Lautner or some stupid crap.
I will kill you if you say that. Again. I will absolutely fertilize you. I honestly, I haven't been thinking about that because to me, I don't think I don't think they would ever pick Kyle Rayner, for a movie. So I never do a fan casting. So give me a second. I'm just. Oh, you know what? I think there's two people.
Yeah.
That would be that would probably be. I think what this one character actor would be. I think would be the perfect one. It's Milo Ventimiglia.
No idea.
He was from Heroes.
Okay.
He was like one of the main characters from Heroes. I think he would be phenomenal as Kyle Rayner, and if not, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay. I can see that, since he doesn't get to be Robin or Nightwing.
Yeah, even though he was named Robin in the movie.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of a good. You know what's funny? The dude they just announced is going to be Damien Dark in Arrow this season. I think he would make a good. What's his face? Guy Gardner.
Yeah, in the '90s. Like I said, if he wasn't old.
But Guy Gardner, I don't think of Guy Gardner as being young. I think of him as being like the oldest of the group.
I think Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner is like the same age as Hal Jordan. I mean, because the story is that the only reason Hal Jordan got the ring first is because he was closer, and it was supposed to go to Guy Gardner originally. I guess that's one of the theories that they've spun throughout the years in the comic books. I'm looking online, and a lot of people strangely enough cast. They want to cast Bradley Cooper.
It's Guy Gardner.
Yeah, because
Uh,
Guy Gardner's kind of a dick.
yeah, no, for sure, he's absolutely a dick. That's why he's a Red Lantern. But
But I mean, I'm looking through it. He's like one of the most common fan casting I'm seeing.
I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Oh, I mean, I'm not agreeing with them. I'm just saying I'm looking at it. I see Sean William Scott, Nathan Fillion. Even though I think Nathan Fillion would be better as Hal Jordan. You've got Jeremy Piven. I mean, Jeremy Renner.
He's not going the other way.
Yeah. Ooh, that one makes sense. Shoot, what is his name? I'm trying to think of it. He's from the show Supernatural.
Lost me.
Jensen Ackles. He would definitely be a good Guy Gardner. He's actually done the voice for the Red Hood for the Batman animated movie Under the Red Hood.
I'm pretty sure Steve Amell is loves that dude.
Jensen Ackles?
Yeah, like he was talking about it last night. He was talking about it last night, and he's saying he wants to be a guest on the show, but like just as like a bartender in the background or something. And then he wants him and the other guy, the two main guys, to come on Arrow and be like thug number 5 and 6. So,
well, considering they're both filmed in the same city.
Yeah, seriously. So hey, all right. So we're gonna wrap up now. I think I'd love to hear what everybody else thinks about Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice and all the other stuff that was talked about today. I'm gonna close with this. Marvel is doing their thing right now, and Deadpool just came up, and this is an actual quote that just happened, like as we record this, from Ryan Reynolds. I've only ever done one proper, well, not proper superhero movie.
Oh.
Green Lantern dis, yo.
Wow. Well, then that's also a Wolverine disc too.
Yeah, you know what? The funny thing is, well, no, he's probably going with both of it. So there's that. But hey man, thanks for jumping on with me. Sure. Thank you for being so appreciative, and I hate you. Stay in Florida, you prick.
I plan on it.
Yeah, great. Later.
All right, have a good one.
See ya.